Good sis.
Here we are, back at it again. Rev your engine because Stevie
Vroom.
Baby's got the neon pumping.
Vroom.
Dude, Tommy Bahamas, dude. What's up?
It's just summertime, baby.
That's
Dude, look
nice,
at that!
dude.
Look at that fresh kindling just coming right out of the tip of that shirt, baby boy. Come on, start
Damn,
my
that's true,
fire.
man.
Rip
Damn,
me up.
dude.
Rip
Damn.
me up
Alan,
before
how much-
you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. You want to see my chest hair?
I do.
Little chest hair.
Yeah, 4. I don't even think Alan has 4.
There's nothing there, dude.
Just all your hair is from your neck up. Other than that, shaved.
No,
Yeah,
seriously,
you're
I don't
a
even have
hairy
leg.
guy.
I don't even have leg hair.
Yeah.
Armpit hair, none of it. It's all just like I'm so weak and pasty.
Yeah, Steve, you got like Robin Williams knuckles everywhere on your body, man. You're all about the hair.
I'm a hairy guy.
You're a hairy
What-
guy. You
what
always
do
been a
you-
hairy guy
Yeah.
since like
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. I mean, like, I probably grew
Wow.
chops in like sophomore year. Big old mutton chops. It took a minute for
Savage.
like the mustache sides to come in, kind of like this area.
Mm.
But
Mhm.
probably by senior year, I had a full beard.
Yeah,
It's always the
And I
last.
haven't shaved since 21. I've had a beard since 21. Never been clean shaven since.
wow.
Yeah, you
It's
sent us that photo the other day with you. I don't know if there's like a make your beard go away app or something, but you sent us a
It was
photo
an
of
app.
you without your beard.
So good.
And bro,
It's terrifying.
I had to sit down. I was like, this is what. First of all, what happened? Like, did you slip while shaving in the showers? Because I've done that a few times. You know, like just shaving, just cut too close, and then you just have like a
Mhm.
a divot in the side of your face. You're like, I guess I just got to cut it all off.
Mhm.
Incredible what the applications are able to do, because it looked like very reminiscent of what I think you would look like without a beard, which is awful. Don't ever shave
yeah.
it.
Okay. I mean, it was.
No,
It definitely made my face look way fatter than my face actually is because it like covered the beard with skin.
right.
That's kind of like what the app did. I look just like a giant baby, sweaty
You would
baby.
look super weird though, man. Like there's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So the first time I saw my dad without a mustache, we just all started crying, and he's had one ever since.
You
It's like
cried?
seeing your dad's wiener
Yeah, my
when you don't
sister
want to.
freaked out and I cried. I was like 5 years
Ugh.
old. I remember it like specifically.
Oh,
He
yeah.
freaked out.
It's just part of his identity at that point. You
Yeah.
can't fathom who he is without it.
Nah, he's
not
always
dad.
this big Fu Manchu mustache. He's just rocking it now, dude. It's all gray and huge. It's amazing.
Ugh. I have
I like
beard
that it
envy.
goes. I like that it covers. It's like Niagara Falls, though. It goes all the way down to his chin, like the
does.
mustache. My uncle Tim has the same
Yeah.
thing. He's got a mustache that
Gnarly
it
mustache.
covers his mouth. It's like a mud flap,
Mhm.
so it just goes over his mouth, and you can't actually see his mouth
Yeah,
at
you
all.
can't tell when he's smiling or if he's frowning.
Yeah.
He's just
No,
it's just his must.
It's just a soup filter.
Dude, Uncle Timmy, man. We should hit him up, man, sometime soon. I love that guy.
he's proper peeps, baby. He's probably listening to this
Dude,
right now.
I hope so, man.
hope
Shout
so.
out to Uncle Tim's.
What back onto Steve's vivaciousness and hairiness.
Yeah.
Steve's eyebrows are as thick as Julian's mustache.
Way thicker. Dude, my mustache is worthless, dude. I got nothing. If I had Steve's eyebrows on my upper lip, I would be thrilled.
Seriously, your mustache
pretty
when
tame too, man.
your mustache when grown in full capacity looks like John Waters on Slim Fast.
I don't even get the reference, but I feel like it's funny anyways.
Oh,
He's got like the pinstripe mustache.
yeah, he's just got this
No,
like
it's not
little,
even good. It's not even that, dude. It's just like fragmented and just gross. It just sucks, man. And it takes a month to get to even be visible.
Yeah.
Can you guys
One
see
day,
it from
buddy.
there? Can you see my facial hair right now?
Yeah.
No, it's just really
If
it's
you grew it out, you'd
organized
have
though.
kind of like a
Nothing comes
shitty
here.
scallywag mustache and goatee, like a pirate on the poop deck. Facial
Yeah.
hair.
It's worthless, dude. It's worthless.
Did you
Get it
guys
from
have?
my dad.
Did you ever have acne growing up?
Not really. I used to get pimples every once in a while, and I would get like super insecure about them because I was hella cute. But I didn't really get any like acne. Man, but I had some friends who did, and it was just like Oh my God, I can't imagine what that would be like. It must have been awful. You had some, right, Alan?
I had some, yeah, quite a bit actually, but not. I had buddies who would I mean, their entire face was covered, and their whole their back and their shoulders were all covered. Just these huge,
Oh yeah, dude.
straight up lava lamp looking suckers.
Oh
I was
man,
Lava lamps.
poor guys.
felt super bad for. I went on this stuff one time. I forget the name of the medication. It wasn't Accutane. It was like the ramp up to Accutane. Accutane is this incredibly powerful anti-acne medication that I don't even think they give kids anymore, because I think they've just come to realize that it's so gnarly. But I went on it for a good solid 3 years. And
Hmm.
leading up to it, I went on another medication to try and get rid of the acne, because I was like, when a super vain high school kid, like most, just like, it's acne. I hate it. I can't have it anymore. I got to get rid of it. And so my old dermatologist put me on this medication. I remember, dude, playing a basketball game and literally not being able to stand up and walk. All my joints were super inflamed, and it was from this medication. But trying to explain that to somebody else during your high school basketball coach, you're like, I can't run. I don't know what's
Yeah.
wrong with me. You look fine. What are you talking? It was the
Yeah, dude.
most odd thing ever. I remember I had to sit on the bench and just be like, what is happening? I thought I was having
Oh,
a major stroke or something. It was
bro,
weird.
that's what happened when I got shingles. Those things hurt so
Mm.
bad. I couldn't even move, dude. I couldn't move. And then I got Bell's Palsy.
Yeah,
It
tell
was
that story.
awful, dude.
Tell that story. I'm not sure we've told that story on.
I don't
Do
know
you
if
mind if
I've told
I
it on
tell
the
that
podcast.
story?
Yeah, please.
Someone tell the
You
story.
were around for it, and it was hilarious to
Oh,
just see you react to me reacting.
this was the best. This was early on into our friendship too. Julian's father is from Ecuador. So Julie went over to Ecuador. Must have been 2007, 2008, and he got so sick over there with a fever. He came back, and he had hundreds of fever blisters in his mouth, to the point where he couldn't. Mouth. It hurt him so bad to even talk, right? Just essentially eating yogurt and smoothies. Well, this was really fun for
Yeah.
me, right? Because Julian was still his laughable, lovable self throughout the pain of these fever blisters. And so we were either I was living at your dad's house or we were living together. So we were hanging out quite a bit at this point, but we were new friends. The fever blisters, I remember we were hanging out at his house, and we get in the hot tub, and he's in the hot tub. He's just flapping his arms like a bird a little bit, and he turns and looks at me. What? In what? Your armpits are inflamed? Yeah. So the next morning, Julian's can't put his arms down. His armpits are in so much pain that he can't even put his arms down. He goes to the doctor. Oh, dude, you have shingles, which I don't know. Anybody listening to this podcast,
It's like adult
anytime,
chickenpox.
bro, it's the only people I've ever heard of having shingles barely could walk. They had a walker. They were in a wheelchair. So I was like, this is
Yeah,
an old person's
it's
disease.
hurt.
I don't understand how you have it. So Julian can't put his arms down. He's in so much pain. He's literally walking around like he's in full body arm casts. And only spoon feeding yogurt. Spoon feeding yogurt like he's doing chest presses. And
He's doing chest presses.
So the next few days, dealing with the shingles and the fever blisters, he gets Bell's palsy. Now, for those who don't know what Bell's palsy is, buckle up. Bell's palsy is a disease where it's a neurological disease where half of your face goes numb. Right down the middle, bro. Left to right. So Julian wakes up in the morning and he can't move. Was it the left or the right side of your face? I forget. One side
It
of
was
his
the right
face,
side of my face.
his right side would not move. Couldn't blink, just drooling out of the side of his mouth. You know, like straight up looked like Chunk from the Goonies. Had to tape his eye shut in order to sleep. So got the fever blisters, got shingles from the fever blisters, and then the stress of both of those, he got Bell's palsy. He comes home and he grabs a piece of paper and he writes, "There's a 50% chance my face will never work again."
Oh my God.
And Alan was just dying laughing.
Oh, but bless his heart.
This friendship kicks ass.
Bless his heart. I felt. I mean, like there was a moment where I think this is the best time when like kind of know you got a good friendship budding is when you can be in that moment with somebody who's like legitimately scared in that moment.
Yeah.
And you can be afraid with them, right? For like 45 seconds. And then you both start dying laughing about how absurd it all is.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. That's fucking awesome.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, man, that's what it was like. I had to get steroids injected into my face, man. I had to go to the neurologist, and the neurologist was like, yeah, it was actually a 65% chance that my face was not going to. It was like, he was just giving me statistics, and he was like, statistically, when people get Bell's palsy, and I don't know if this holds up, but this specific neurologist he showed me like a brain model and was like showing me what was going on. It was all kind of over my head. And then the only thing that really made sense was the 65-35 percentage of like, it's 65% chance that this like sticks around.
Yikes.
What?
Scary.
Come on, man. Come on, dude. I'm a cute kid. I got bills to pay, man. Give me some chances.
Going to Hollywood,
it was awful, man. Trying to get into Hollywood, bro. Come on. Yeah, that was bad, man. It was
hoping they remake the Elephant Man.
Dude, I could have done it if I was a good actor. It wouldn't need to do much. Yeah, that was crazy times, man. I've had a lot of those problems happen in my life.
Yeah, you're kind of.
That's why I can't dye my hair.
You're an incredibly.
Can't get no tattoos.
You're incredibly. I want to say unlucky, but you're also very lucky. There's like a lot of things that seemingly happen in your life that are like, what just happened? You just like,
yeah.
How did you get out of that mess?
Various situations.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a great way to.
Maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I'm just an idiot who puts myself in stupid situations. But that one was not. That was just just happened, and it was horrible. It was like 3-month process.
Oh man,
it was horrible.
What's the sickest you've ever been, Steve? Do you remember?
Sickest I've ever been was mono when I was like 16 or 17 years old. I was out for like a month. I didn't know that I had mono, and I'm at a restaurant. Like after a show, we'd go to this place called Caro's. You know, it's like a Denny's, and it's kind of like everyone kind of did it. Get like midnight fucking cheese sticks. I'm trying to eat and I can't even swallow. So my buddy's older sister comes over and is like, let me look in your throat. And it was completely closed and like covered in white mucus. And the next day I went to the clinic and the guy's like, this is the worst strep throat I've ever seen. Can you even breathe? So they gave me a bunch of meds and a bunch of shit. I had to put like droppers to dissolve the mucus. And then when my test came back, they're like, yeah, you have really bad strep because you have had mono for probably like 6 weeks already. And then I was out for like another 5 or 6 weeks, just bedridden. I lost like 40 pounds.
Damn.
I thought I was going to die for sure.
Yikes, dude.
That was the sickest I've ever been.
What about you, Al?
Yeah.
Steve didn't have mono, bro. He had stereo that time. It was like, it was a bad case of mono.
Yeah, man.
Singer, bro. Just thought of that one.
I almost brought that one home. I was in the 35 percentile of funny.
I'm going to cut that out.
Dude, I barely hit above a 32, so I'm glad that I'm bumping up to 35 on that one, Stevie.
The fifth coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Is that coffee or wine?
Yeah, I hope it's wine because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning where I'm at right
Yeah.
now.
This is it was coffee, but I poured it like 6 days ago, so now it's starting to ferment and getting real
Gross.
Pull the
tasty.
Julian.
Yeah, dude, that's how I do it. You just put it in the refrigerator and come back to it later?
Have you guys ever had
Called
surgery?
upcycling.
You ever had surgery of any sort?
I just had my hernia removed a little while ago, man. That
Oh,
Oh
shit
yeah,
sucked.
by your cousin who,
My
oh my
cousin did it
god.
for free on the black market.
Did he just do it in his
He's
tool
just like,
shed?
bro. Yeah.
yeah.
No, my cousin is a very esteemed professional, but he just was like, hey, like, don't worry, I can do it for you. You don't have to go through insurance. Like, I'll just do it as a free thing, like at my practice, because he works at a private practice with his bud. And ooh, man, he was like, yeah, like I had it done the same way. He was like, we can go laparoscopic, which is just like making a tiny incision and then like going through and like cutting it up and removing it. That's a layman's way of saying it. And then there's like open incision. And he was like, if you're going to do it laparoscopic, I might have to like involve insurance. And it won't hurt as much. But if we do it open, it'll hurt a little bit more, but I can just do it for you for like totally free. He was like, I did it that way. He had it done about 5 years prior. And he was like, I mean, it sucks for, a week or something, but you get over it. And he was like, you can just come to my house and I'll just serve you ice cream and watch movies. And we did it, man. And I like, ooh, man, like it just, you're nuts. You just feel like it's just like you've just been like, it's just a week-long nut punch.
Oh,
Just
just like dull, like a
oh God. Yeah, you can't walk, you can't like get up, you can't move, and it just like feels so dense right in between your thighs. And ooh, man, yeah, it was pretty painful for a little while. And that's when I like came back after that, and I didn't have taste buds or smell. And so we didn't know COVID was a thing at that point. And so I was like, was it like the anesthetic that like messed me up? And my cousin knew, and my cousin was like talking to all my family, like, hey, like there's some symptoms that Julian's facing that are, you know, aligned with COVID, and it's like no tasting, no smelling. And then my whole family like freaked the fuck out, and I was just like,
Wow.
"What the fuck?" And I was like, "I hope I don't know. I don't know what's going on." And yeah, for like a month and a half, I couldn't taste or smell, and I just thought it was, my nuts hurt. I couldn't taste or smell. I was just like, my life sucks, dude. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm just trying to hang with my chaps, and I couldn't do anything. But yeah, that surgery hurt. That was and then I had appendicitis, and my appendix blew up when I was bartending like 15 years ago.
Oh, it
A
blew
gold
up?
class, Allen, where you worked with me.
You could die.
I thought I did. Dude, honestly, this is funny. I was at the bar, this gold class cinemas where I got Alan a job as his busboy, and I don't think you were there yet. I don't think you had started working, um, and or maybe you had and you had left. But either way, I had started feeling this sensation like a bubble was forming in my stomach, and I just needed to let a ripping fart out like so bad. I was just, everybody knows who's listening, even like when you got, you're just like, maybe even when you're trying to hold one in and you're just like, oh, the bubble's forming. And you're like, oh my God, dude, I gotta go.
Hell yeah, I do.
and I went and I was like walking around like, yeah, you want a Long Island iced tea? I was just like getting people drinks, and I was like, oh my God, dude, this is so crazy. And it got to the point where I had to go and lay down in the liquor room, and I was laying down, and I just remember being like, oh God. And people were like, dude, like if you need to go to the doctor, like you should go to the doctor. Like, I have never seen you act like this. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just a giant fart, man. Like, just let's let it pass. And then it didn't. And it didn't, dude. And like, I was like, this hurts so bad. All right, fine. Like, I got to go to the doctor. And I was like, if it turns out that it's just a gas bubble in my stomach that needs to pass, I'm gonna feel like such a wuss at this point. But on my way to the hospital, it burst, and it was just like, dude, like, oh my God, it was fucking horrible, dude. It was so horrible. And then they put me under and took care of that too. But that was crazy, man.
Jules,
It's
Jules,
awful.
you have a cousin that's Maori legend. Shout out to Maori.
He's the one that did my surge.
And so you might know more about this than I do, and I might be overstepping uh my rights to ask this question, but like, you know how if you take your car into a mechanic and they're like, oh, like you're gonna need the air filter replaced, and you're gonna need the
Yeah. They try to upsell you on
oil.
everything.
They like upsell you, right? Because they're
Right.
like, trying to make a living. First and foremost, do surgeons work off commission? Like if your cousin does more surgeries in a day, does he make more money, or is he on some sort of like
I believe so. Yeah, you get paid off of like a certain
how often do
wage.
you think that like somebody comes in with a massive gas bubble and they're like, well, your appendix is looking a little shoddy. Let's pull that.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, we
Snip
got to
that out
do
real
this on
quick.
you. Yeah, man. Oh god.
Do you think that happens? It must, right?
No, I
Tighten
think
up that
there's like
elbow
an
skin.
ethics to surgeons. I'm sure there have been people
There's
that
an
have
ethics of shit.
done
There's surgeons who have like molested women while they've been
right.
under
I was just giving people the benefit
anesthesia.
of the doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like I can't speak for all surgeons. I have asked my cousin before, and he's talked about how you get paid on. It's not like necessarily a commission base, but it's definitely like the amount of surgeries you do. Each surgery allocates a different amount of money for what it is.
Right.
And he lives out in North Carolina, and he just deals with a lot of like diabetes and like foot
Right.
and hand and like part amputations,
Yeah.
because people just have like such gnarly diabetes and like obesity that they just have to get like their limbs cut off. And so that's like the majority of the surgeries he deals with. So a little hernia was just like a little lob over home plate, dude, for a home run grand slam for him. It's like, fuck that.
Lob over home
Easy.
plate. That's such a good analogy. I don't know if it's the right
I
baseball
don't think it's the right
terminology,
one
but it's
either. Yeah, but I'm sure there's some surgeons, man, who have done some pretty nasty stuff, dude. You probably had a bunch of surgeries. You had like 37 broken bones when you were a kid.
yeah. I never had any like cut me open surgeries. It's weird. I've never had stitches.
Oh, really?
Never. I
How'd
probably
you get so
should
many
have had
broken bones, dude? Are you
stitches a
just
few
weak?
times.
Weak
I don't
bones?
know,
You
man. I
drank so
don't
much
know.
milk.
I have theories about it because nobody else in my household ever broke a bone. My
So
brothers, my
weird.
sisters, like I think, dude, my mom has this pinky. Have you guys seen my mom's
I've seen your
pinky?
mom's pinky.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes, bruh. My mom, bless her heart, dislocated her pinky like, when she was playing volleyball in high school. This is like pre-Civil War, so it didn't heal right. And and then she dislocated again. And like now my mom's pinky, just for anybody at home who's just listening or wherever you are, it's literally like a right angle. Like
Yeah,
your
90
fingers,
degree.
if your pointer finger and your middle finger are going parallel, dude, my mom's pinky's just like out for lunch having a party. It's just off. She has to
Yeah.
wear this. She has to wear this brace, this like special ring to like keep it straight. And if she doesn't, it's like
Oh,
off to the side. Other than that, though, there's no broken bones or history of broken bones in my family at all. And I was a crazy child for sure. Like I just thought I could do anything, and it would lead to no consequences. Kind of like how I live my life right now. But yeah, between the ages of 5 and 9, I broke 10 bones. And I broke my arm jumping out of swing sets. I was invented this game that we called bungee jumping. We had a bunch of inner tubes, like blown up inner tubes, and we stacked them on top of each other, like a Big Mac of inner tubes. And we would jump out of the swings into the inner tubes. It was a blast, right? It was like me
that
and
sounds great.
these two other people. My sister was there. We were at a church camp in Idaho, and way off the beaten path too. This was the gnarliest part about it. So I'm like trying to show off. I'm like, I'm gonna go higher this time. I'm gonna super super high. Like waiting for this one lady to watch me because I wanted her to see how far I was flying. Right? She wasn't paying attention at all. So I just keep pumping harder and higher and higher. The swing set's almost like tipping over, and I let go of the swing. I jump out, and sure enough, like fly 8 feet over the inner tubes and just land, Pete Rose style, sliding into home on my hand.
Ugh.
My right arm, it's almost a compound fracture. So it looks like, you guys know the Vans like symbol on the side of a Vans, like Vans shoes, the little squiggly.
Like a V?
It's kind of like a V, yeah, but it's like the
yeah.
squiggle on the side of like low top Vans. That's what my arm looked like.
That's like gross, dude.
And I mean, it's just like a pain I can't ever describe to anybody else. So I'm like there by myself. I look at my arm. I'm like, oh, that's not good. My sister,
Were people laughing at you like you were laughing at me when I got Bells Palsy?
Well, my sister, like, I mean, naturally, like when you see somebody mess up and fall, your natural reaction to that is just to laugh and giggle until you see that they're legitimately hurt, and then you're like, oh crap. So that was what happened with my sister. She was kind of giggling, and then she sees my arm, and she just takes off running and screaming, like obviously to go get help. But I'm just down there by myself, like wind knocked out of me, in mad pain. So she runs up. My dad's on the stage in the middle of a sermon, and Kaylee runs into the building, and Alan broke his arm. Alan's broke his arm, and Dad's like, okay. My sister's like, was kind of known amongst the neighborhood gigs as like the over dramatic one, right? A little bit. My dad's like, oh, he's probably got like a rug burn or something, right? So he's okay. He like, my mom leaves.
My dad keeps burn or something.
My mom leaves the church service and comes down, and sure enough sees my arm. She's like, oh yeah, that's broken. The closest hospital, dude, was like an hour and a half away. So we get in the rig.
You don't even have a hospital in Cheweels?
Well, we're not in Cheweela. We're at a church camp. And this church camp was like in Idaho somewhere, just way away from wherever the hospital was. And so my mom, bless her heart, she made like a makeshift cardboard cast, wrapped my arm around it, like duct taped it, in this cardboard sling sort of thing. Oh my God, we got in the van, we drove like an hour and a half. I remember just being like, this is so awful. But then I got in the hospital, and like everybody sent me like marshmallows and chocolates and stuff, and I got to hang out and
like bags of marshmallows, just like individuals.
There's like those little, I think it was those little ones like left over from the coffee station at youth group.
Just hard, old, stale.
Just
throw them in your hot chocolate, daddy.
Last year's cocoa,
They were like BBs, yeah. But I never got them, so like I never got them elsewhere. So this is the worst part. I break my arm, and like when you're a kid and you're 7, running around in a cast and like having to shower with like your arm out the shower, it's just like super annoying. So break my arm, have the cast on for 4 months, finally get the cast off, and my arm's looking like Kate Moss in '94, and
I don't even know what that means.
Skinny
just
and
like
gross.
skinny and like scaly,
heroin chic.
Okay.
So I get it out, and bro, I'm not kidding you, like a week later, I'm just pumped. I'm like, yes, dude, living La Vida Loca, got no cast on anymore. I'm downstairs in the basement of our church playing tag with a bunch of ruffians, and I go to jump over this chair, trip on the chair, fall the same way, break the same arm an inch away from where I broke it. Same type of break, arm just looking like a skateboard shoe. And I run upstairs. My dad will tell you, my dad's on the pulpit again. I think this was God telling my dad that he needed to just, hang it up, go do something. No. But,
kick you to the curb.
My dad remembers being on stage, like preaching, and he hears in the back of the auditorium, like there's a hallway in the back of our church that was kind of, separate from the auditorium. He just hears his youngest son go, "Why, God?" I was so pissed at God.
Yeah, that's the only person you to blame, huh?
Yeah,
at that point in your life.
Yeah, it was. You don't blame yourself when you're 7. It wasn't the chair. It wasn't my.
Oh my God!
It wasn't my coordination. It was just Jesus H. Christ himself. But I never had a surgery though. Like they would put me under, and then like reef on my arm to straighten it out again. but they never
Did you
cut me open.
ever get a what happens when they like pop the bone back into place? You ever have one of those
Yeah,
moments?
dislocation.
With
I was doing same thing, dude. A lot of my injuries came from church. This might be why I have such
Yeah.
a
I mean, you said 10 or not 9 or 10?
I had 10 broken bones. So technically 8, but I counted as 10 because when I broke my arm, I broke clean through both bones.
Yeah.
So I counted as 2 bones just to
You
make
can do
myself
that.
sound cooler on a
You can do
podcast
that.
or like in a bar when I'm telling people.
You have to put a little mustard on the story.
You're allowed to round up.
We all know. We all know.
A little bit of that Dijon.
We're 48 episodes in. People know what you're doing.
I was doing cartwheels in my church and just landed on my hand wrong and dislocated my pinky, just like my mom. It's like, you know, my pinky's like pointing west, and all my other fingers are pointing south. My mom, dude, she's such a savage. She's like, Alan, she's looking me in the eyes. She's got my pinky in her hand. She's like, now we're gonna go into the car, and then just right like mid sentence pops it back into place, right? Because you can lose a finger if you keep it out of socket too long, is what I've been told, because you lose the blood flow or something. I don't know, maybe it's what my mom tells me at Christmas when I tell her about that abusive situation. But yeah, she just yanked
what my mom tells me at Christmas.
She just yanks it right back into place, and God, it was painful. I remember just like, yeah.
What a badass.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my mom's a savage, dude. My mom's straight up.
I think it was just
savage.
God telling you to shut up, sit down, and listen, and stop doing cartwheels in the middle of your dad's service.
Stop, drop, and roll, baby.
That's probably what it was, but I didn't interpret it that way. I just felt like God was smiting me.
Was it always like the hand and the arm?
Yeah, I never broke any lower half. Broke my collarbone 3 times.
Jeez.
Once jumping out of a swing set.
Oh, that hurts. So I like bruised my collarbone. No, not my collar. No, tail. That hurts.
Your tailbone's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I broke my collarbone 3 times, which is a weird injury. It's like a rib. You can't really.
You can't do anything.
Put a cast
that, right?
on
it's
it.
Kind of like a weighted out.
Yeah, they have like this weird V. It looks like a hipster's backpack that they like put on you to like straighten up your posture so that it heals, straight and in place.
And you look awesome going to 7th grade in that thing.
Looks super cool walking into class.
Did you add some sweet collars to it, like Elvis style, and just pop them up and look like a badass?
Some lightning bolts on there.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't wear it on the outside of your shirt. You had to wear it underneath all your clothing. So like everybody just
looked like you were wearing like shoulder pads for a football game.
Dude, Alan got swole over the summer, dude.
Yeah. Why is Alan standing up so straight, dude? He's got a pine cone up his tail.
Do you get those injuries from, because you were like a catcher in baseball, right? Did that just happen from like those types of situations? From like
I never got injured playing sports. Or like organized sports. I always got injured just being a dick. Just like I remember one time I broke my collarbone. Our mutual friend, we all know him. Nobody listening would know him, but our friend Tristan was my best friend growing up. We were playing chase out on the playground, and like kind of tag or whatever. And I'm getting chased by the guy who's it, right? So I'm just like booking it. Nah. I look back to like tease him, kid who's chasing me, and then I look forward, and Tristan is on his hands and knees, like attempting to try and trip me, like to be a funny thing, right? And so sure enough, I trip over him, and I must have fell, 4 feet. Like it wasn't a bad fall. It wasn't anything crazy. I just landed wrong and pop, broke the collarbone again.
Ugh.
And it was so frustrating. I remember those like 5 years of my life just being like, dude, fuck this. I was so pissed. Because those are the times in your life where all you want to do is just like roughhouse with your friends and play and run around, and and you just injured all the time.
You're stuck in casts.
Oh, Al, when you get back, we'll play a game of chase with you, buddy.
Yeah, dude, I'll play hell chase with you, dude. No problems.
I don't play chase anymore.
I still gotta run that sub 540, dude.
There's no way.
I'll chase you through it.
It was a sub 440. We were talking sub 4. The bet was you could run a sub 4. Was it a sub 5, Steve, or a sub 4?
I think it was a sub 4.
Absolutely not. Nobody has
versus
run
one, bro.
Nobody has. I don't think that's happened.
What do we put?
I know it's a sub.
That's
I
what
know
you
it's
said you could do.
No, it's not, because I used to do like a 4.8 when I was in high school, and I believe that I could probably do like a high 4.9 right now.
There's no way
you're a high 4.9 just a
fast
5
now as you were in high school. There's no way.
Well, yeah, it's sub 5. I would get like right under, as long as you guys were being fair on the stopwatch timers. I would
Which
get it.
Which one of us would you trust to run the stopwatch?
Steve,
of course.
Actually, probably Laura.
It's probably Laura. Better
honestly, yeah. I wouldn't trust either you dickwads to time me. You guys are trying to get me to buy you dinner for my bets. I ain't doing it.
Okay, sub 5. You heard it here.
Hey, folks. Today, our episode is brought to you in part by our good friends at Ladder Coffee. Head to laddercoffee.com and you can order beans directly from the brewer, as well as some of this beautiful cold brew. Locally owned and operated out of Spokane, Washington. Check it out. Ladder Coffee.
I'm jacked!
Yo, what do you guys think about this Sha'Carri Richardson situation? Like
I
the
think it's
greatest.
She smoked weed, right? She's fucking out. Is she out?
I don't think the accusation never is like you smoked weed. The accusation is you tested positive for a controlled substance, which is cannabis.
Right. And that's apparently some like enhancing drug or it's not necessarily, obviously it's not. It's not,
Yeah,
but that's like how they frame it.
Well, it might be enhancing for like recovery. I mean, ultimately it's the rules. I think and she was quoted in saying like rules are rules, which I think she took it on the chin like a champion. But
I mean, whatever, dude. There's the Olympic skateboard team is going. You know what I mean? Like, I follow Nigel Houston on Instagram. That dude is smoking weed.
Yeah.
Like, you think the Olympic snowboard team doesn't chief? You know what I mean? This is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's a good question. Do they test different sports for different like substances?
I don't know, but I think it's just a ludicrous thing. We've come so far and proven its medical service. You know what I mean? We've proven it.
Yeah.
It's out there now. You know, people are giving it to their 5-year-olds for seizures and shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is a medical thing. Totally. And I'm sure she's using it for recovery. And
it's not. Well, it's not. Apparently, it's not for recovery for her running. It's for her mom died. Her biological mother passed away like 5 days before. This or days or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not super familiar with the story, but that's what I know. And it's
her
just
mom
like,
passed and she had an edible.
Like she's just like, I was trying to calm myself down because of the trauma that I just dealt with, and
I think that's even
awful.
annoying.
I feel like they need to like reform that policy of whatever, like amend the policies of whatever's written in these
yesteryear
in these books. Yeah, that control,
like the stigma. The stigma of it. It's like, you guys got to reform your shit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty stupid, man. But didn't I was trying to remember. Didn't Michael Phelps get in a lot of trouble for smoking weed, or was that just like
it wasn't during the Olympics?
Because he just got shade because someone got a picture of him like toking a bong, and he just got shade, and like sponsors dropped him and stuff.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It would be. That's so fucking stupid, man.
What I think is
what
I think is ridiculous about the entire situation is that in her explanation, she has to frame like my mom died. Like she's forced to go that severe in justifying something that she puts in her body that has absolutely nothing to do with athletics. I mean, it'd be one thing if it's like, my mom died, I needed a hit of like steroids in like it's like I don't know about that, like steroids and sports, those two things synonymously should not go together, right? But like the fact that she has to frame it and allow the media into her private life that severe to make an excuse for something as menial as marijuana, and how much effort and time and energy it takes to be that elite of an athlete, and then
for sure
to go do a sports competition where you don't get paid. literally the only benefiting factor from those games are the countries in which these athletes are representing. And then those countries are going to go, hey, you know what? You can't rightfully choose what you put in your body, regardless of all of the facts, regardless of all of the statistics that would lend you to believe that marijuana is not performance enhancing. It's like, I'm always, you can't really point a finger, right? Because we've just been passed down this like perception. Like there's still people in governing bodies that think that like that substance
It's the
is the
devil's
devil's
juice.
lettuce, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what, like, have you ever tried it? Like, it's
Yeah.
Now
not
they're
the
too busy drinking.
Seriously, yeah, right. Like,
Too busy drinking moonshine, fucking blacking out
Too
and
busy
punching
sucking
each
down
other.
Johnny Walker.
Yeah, yeah.
drinking
It's
Bacardi Silvers.
Bacardi O with pineapple juice. Just getting ripped.
Yeah, that
This sounds bitter
Fucking
now.
assholes. Yeah,
was so dumb.
that's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate, man. But at the same time, like, I don't know if I was in that position and I had run, or I don't know. I don't know really much about the whole situation, but if I had broken a record and kind of proven that, and then this happened, I'd be like, I mean, of course, you want these endorsements and sponsorships, and it's going to probably mess with her in a financial way, which is unfortunate. I imagine maybe who knows, maybe this will actually like foster even more opportunities for her because of the attention it's creating. I just hope it works out in her best interest. But if I had broke these records, it's like, sweet, I've proven it. Like, I don't care. Say whatever you want to say about me. Do whatever you want to do about me. Like, cancel me. I just did it. So hate on me all you want, bitches.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And then just be like, very considerate and kind, like, and respectable, like she's been seemingly.
Yeah,
like,
but
what else do you do?
losing your mother and then 7 days later getting denied access to the thing you've been working on since you first started running, like getting
Yeah.
into the Olympics. There's no other event for track and field. Like that's it, right? If you play football, you're like, oh, I'm going to get into the NFL. That's going to be the thing that I strive towards. The track and
Yeah.
field, like what? You're going to go to the Goodwill games? Nobody fucking cares about the Goodwill games, bro. But what, ASICs maybe? You're going to get a couple free shoes? It's like,
Be nice.
if you run track and field, it's the Olympics. You get gold,
Right.
you're set for life. You're situated for the rest of your life, bro. They roll out you go to Ruth's Chris and they roll out the mashed potatoes and graves, baby, for free.
Damn, dude, she ain't eating that shit. She's dieting, bro.
No, dude. No, on the back end, dude, all them sprinters, they go for it. And to be denied that, I mean, even specifically because we're living in a country where it's absolutely decriminalized. Like to get arrested for marijuana in the United States, you either have to be in like the very, very deep Bible Belt, or you have to be transporting like a Volkswagen full of marijuana. It's like the stigma's gone in the States, right? It's kind of like COVID in New York. It just like doesn't exist anymore. It's like,
you're talking about like the legality of marijuana,
right? Yeah, like over the last 10 years. Like,
I mean, not everywhere, just in certain states, man. It's still just as stigmatized in certain states.
It's sure, maybe it's like, that's what I'm saying. In certain states, it's still stigmatized, but for the governing majority of the United States population, like even my folks, dude, they're not stressing about marijuana anymore. It used to be like, oh my God, when they found out that like I had smoked weed, my mom's pinky just shot back into her skin. Like it was, my parents grew up in a generation where the stigma of cannabis was so heavy. And over the last 10 years, after, how many states have legalized it now? 30? Are we up in like half of the country has legalized it? And then another like 14 or 15 states have decriminalized it. And then like, so to be representing a country where it's totally cool, and then that country be like, hey, sorry, you can't represent us I just feel for her, man. That would be so savage. That would be such a
It
heartbreak.
is savage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy, and I hope we find ways to make marijuana less stigmatized and less regulated by government. But at the same time, this girl's 21 years old, and I think she has a few more Olympics in her, and she's going to come back just with a vengeance, man, and kill it. And it's going to be, and the whole world is already like on her back, or the majority of, at least like the liberal people, I suppose, are like trying to elevate her and find justice for her. And yeah, she's going to come back, man. She's got so much support now, and that's going to be really fun to watch, because I didn't know about her until I knew about this. And now it's going to be super cool to like tune in next Olympics and be like, fucking A, dude. Get it, girl.
I hope that, well, maybe I do hope. It's catch-22, because if they just are like, okay, it's fine, you can have weed, we're not going to test for weed anymore by the next time she's in the Olympics. Damn.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well,
and she just goes and smashes
people that are in prison right now, man, for weed charges that like they were arrested in states of that are now legalized. They're not getting let out because of that. I just hope it changes and continues to change. It seems like it is, but it doesn't seem like it's fully there yet. So, but
I definitely believe that within our lifetime, we'll see the end of the drug war. Like America's drug war, I believe in our time we'll see the end of it. It's already.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Look at what Oregon did. Look at what Portland did. Just like decriminalize all drugs. There hasn't been some like absurd, crazy. Oh, Portland is. It's been. It's like it's fine. They've reallocated all of that time, like energy, into treatment, for addicts, instead of arresting people. California just like passed a bill for the legalization for medical use of psilocybin, MDMA, like all of these.
California did?
Yeah. And most states, at least on the on the coastal cities, follows California legislatively. Like I really think that there's a program out right now called MAPS. It's been around since the 80s, but this guy Rick Doblin has been doing therapy sessions, guided therapy sessions with psilocybin and MDMA on people with PTSD since like the 80s. And the statistics from it is insane. Like they're actually healing people with PTSD. Like not just treating the symptoms, not just putting them on SSRIs, but like legitimately healing them of this disease. And I think within like the next 5 to 10 years, we'll start seeing these treatment centers pop up. Right now, there's treatment centers dealing with depression for ketamine. They're using ketamine, like low doses of ketamine to treat depression in treatment centers. Just crazy. Think about like 10 years ago when we were like driving our like Toyota Prius to some dirty part of like Woodinville to meet some guy named Chimp to buy like a nugget of weed, and now we're like think about the
Chirp.
Chirp. What's his name? Chirp.
Yeah, shout out.
Chirp. Just the perception, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, how beautiful is it that we're living in a day and age where people's mind can change that fast? And I think has completely to do with this format, what we're doing right now, which is just discussing things online and people being able to hear it.
For sure.
Like free form of discussion. It's cool. I mean, think about how quickly it was in our lifetime that people were smoking on airplanes, and that just seems like,
I know, man.
So that seems like a different planet. Smoking on an airplane? Can you imagine like lighting up and you won't even vape on an airplane. You got to like go into the bathroom and spit it down the flush.
Right. Yeah, but in retrospect, it's like, how the fuck did they ever let that happen? God, man.
I got a filter on my chest, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me recently, I don't know, was it you guys? I'm not sure, but when they open the doors after a plane lands, when they open the doors and all the pressure gets sucked out, that a waitress, like stewardess, will say it's like the smelliest thing ever because like everybody's farts. Everybody's been farting on a plane. Like all of the farts get sucked
Internationals
out the
especially.
door at the same time,
Really?
and they're just standing right there in the middle of it.
Yikes.
Oh no, I don't know any flight attendants.
Brandon Goral's
Yeah, they're
wife's
good
a
people to
flight
know.
attendant. We could ask old B
Gorals,
Gorals
dude.
if she's
Oh yeah,
if that's true.
Dude, shout out to be Gorals.
What
Well,
what else
it's
has been going on, Steve? How's the weather back in the old PN Dubs, bro? Is it still cooking over there?
it's in the mid 90s. Today was like 93, I think, at the highest. It's going to be up over 100 again this weekend.
It's coming back.
But again, yeah, it's coming back. I don't see it stopping anytime soon, man. It's pretty brutal. But at least I don't have the humidity like Julian does.
Yeah. Is it pretty hot over there in New York, Jules, or is just that humidity spanks you
yeah,
every
it's
time you
getting
walk
there
out the
for
door?
sure, man. It's been in the mid 90s for the week, and it probably will stay that way for a while, and it's just humid. So it sucks to go outside, but you got to go outside. Got to go do stuff, which
I'm
is
going to have to start summering in Australia so I can have dual winters.
that's
we
want
went
like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Not me.
I'm gonna be hitting the States like right around the best time of the year. It's gonna be nice. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's gonna
miss
be
out
nice.
on all the like 108-degree weather and slide into home right around those like sweet 82s.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet 82s, man.
Man, it's
When are
so
you
warm,
coming?
like the lake's not even really refreshing. It's just like
Right.
pretty
you gotten
fucking
in it?
warm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you jump in that lake, it's pretty shallow and like just you're at the shore, and unless you go out to the middle or something on a
Yeah,
boat,
probably.
it's just hot, tepid water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The dogs liked it though.
It's
Chunk
cold
swam
out
his
there.
ass off.
Oh yeah, I bet it's cold out there. No, of course they don't fucking celebrate 4th of July in Australia. I was gonna be like, did you see some fireworks out there, Alan? But
Yeah.
can't imagine you did.
What are the shared holidays? Do they celebrate Halloween?
I don't think Halloween is not that I know of. I mean, I haven't been over here for Halloween. Be like Christmas,
Christmas, Arbor Day,
Easter, all like essentially all the
Flag Day
Christian
for sure.
holidays, because like
What's Arbor Day?
most Western cultures are influenced heavily by Catholicism.
Yeah. Arbor Day is for the trees.
Arbor Day.
I think it's my favorite holiday.
Do you celebrate it?
Fuck yeah, dude! I get lit up and fuck a tree.
Nice, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Yikes! What have you been doing out there, Alan? You guys been having just family dandy time?
Yeah, I've been getting into tennis. Sort of.
Yes, you said last time.
Yeah.
You getting good? I imagine you're probably
No.
pretty decent at it.
No, I'm awful.
Good.
I'm awful
I'm so
at it.
glad when you're not good at a sport. 'Cause
Well,
you're,
I just want
weirdly good.
I like to be active, but I don't like working out. Like I don't enjoy
Mhm.
going out and doing physical activity for no purpose. I mean, I guess I understand the purpose, but competition to me always like I could go play basketball or badminton or any sport. If I'm competing against somebody, I could play for hours. Like the element of
Yeah.
competition is what, but competition with myself, I never can get into that for some reason. I don't know why.
You're playing tennis alone?
No. I'm playing it against
suppose
people.
Muzz.
But what I'm saying is like when I go out and go running, I'm not competing against anybody. I'm competing against myself and my own will. And so even though like running is my preferred form of exercise, I'm not going out and like running a marathon because I get bored after like 3 miles. I'm like, this is annoying. Like, why I want to go. I only have like a solid 4 hours of free time every week, and I'm gonna spend it just running in place. This is
I'm
ridiculous.
surprised you're not good at tennis.
Yeah, same. You're good at ping pong as shit.
Nah, I'm not really great at ping pong. I'm pretty good at badminton, but tennis is different, man. Tennis is like golf, kind of. Like it's so
I guess I just
focus based and it's so like technique. We should get in. We
I guess
should
I
all
just
get
think you're
into it.
good
It'd be
at
fun.
I'd be down to play. I guess I just assume that you're good at these things because you're so much better than me. But I am just absolutely awful at all of these things. So it's easy to think you're really good. So when you say you're not good at ping pong, dude, I remember when we went on that cruise, you were smashing people left and right, dude. Every single person on that cruise couldn't beat you.
Yeah, because they were all like geriatric, bro. We went on a cruise with like 75 and over. Like, who's my competition?
Yeah.
Styles Bentley?
Yeah, that's what I thought, man. We're drinking
Actually,
a Bacardi O again, dude.
Styles is pretty good, dude. Yeah, drinking them Strong Island iced teas. He was cooked.
Drinking them Wang Wangs, dude.
Yeah, it's a sport I never thought I'd get into, tennis. And I'm not I wouldn't say I'm super into it, but like I look forward to playing. It's fun to do. My brother-in-law's got a bunch of homies out here, out in the pasture. We're out in like the country kind of. And there's just a bunch of 40-year-old dad bods going to play tennis every Wednesday.
You guys are all dads. Do you hang out with any single people anymore?
You.
Right. Like everybody's mom, dad with kids and stuff, huh?
No, we definitely have plenty of single friends out here. But the difference is that you just like you start to keep different hours. You keep different hours.
Yeah.
Like single people keep different hours than people with kids, and so that's why people with kids hang out with other people with kids. One is so the kids can entertain each other, so that you have like a moment to do anything other than just be like, don't eat that or don't fucking do that hand sign. That's not PC. That's why. And also like we go to bed I go to bed at 10 p.m. I went to bed last night at 11, and I remember like after I got home after tennis and sat on the couch, watched a little bit of TV. And I remember looking at my watch and saying like 10:30. I was like, this is going to hurt tomorrow. I knew I was going to have to get up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And Rudy was just going to slap me in the face. Unless you can get
like a proper 8. Just going to come up and chuck a big one at you.
Yeah, bro. He's throwing haymakers now. He's got he's headbutting.
You guys wrestling?
He's headbutting.
Roughhousing. Yeah, he's headbutting. Like every time you pick him up, he just like whops you in the face with his head. And he thinks it's hilarious. It hurts so. He got a big old. He's got a thick nog on him, bro.
Big old knocker.
Yeah, I wasn't know Uncle Bluto would bonk him back.
Yeah, he won't come at you. He won't come at you, B. You got a big old. You got a big old flower on top of that.
Big old Donkey Kong. It was Taz's birthday like yesterday, right, or 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went to the city and got a hotel.
Oh, nice.
Nana came in and babysat, so we had a night out with our friend Jake. Went to a steakhouse, dude. Went to this steakhouse called Palermo in Melbourne. Shout out to Luis and Palermo. It was so good. It was just so fun and sweet, rad to like be out without
on a date,
having to worry about your child. I mean, this is the catch-22 about kids, is that like you're away from them for more than like 3 hours and you start to miss them, and you're like, oh man, I'm like literally physically you start to like miss them, not just thinking of them, but like you actually physically start to miss. And then you get back to them and like 15 minutes in, you're like, God damn.
I need more steak frites now.
Yeah, we're supposed to take frites.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a big adjustment for you, man. Once you start like getting back out on the road and doing some stuff. Now that you've acclimated to having such a in-person relationship with your kid, which wasn't really expected, right? So
yeah,
it's gonna be probably like extra hard for you.
What's gonna be weird and I think difficult is that when I got off the road, Taz and I had to learn how to cohabitate because we've never lived in the same place together. It's always been like 2 weeks at a time. And both Taz and I are extremely independent people. Don't tell me what to do. Don't plan my schedule, kind of like independent humans. And so that lifestyle actually helped us be in a relationship together. Like me leaving, her having her own space and her own time, and then us missing each other, coming back, hanging out for like 2 weeks, and then me being like, cool, peace, I'm out again. that like kind of worked for us. Like it's funny when I'm touring, I would tour with guys and they would tell me like, yeah, dude, my girl, man, she's freaking out. Like she just misses me so much. And I feel like I don't know what that feels like. Like
I've been that guy.
I don't know what it feels like to have like my girl call me and need to talk to me for, hours at a time to reassure them that I'm still in love with them. I remember a few times calling Taz and be like, dude, I'm so thankful that you're not like that, that you're stable and independent enough to where I don't have to like constantly remind you when I'm not there that I want to be there. But, double-edged sword, when you get home and you're like forced to cohabitate, problems arise, which is like, this is not what I thought I got into, like, why are you still, Taz, like, why are you still here? What's going on,
Yeah.
and then me being like,
now?
why do you not, like, you both have your different ways of existing that you've never done together except for like 2 weeks at a time every 3 months. So I think what's going to be incredibly interesting is now having to relearn how to do it
Become
separated
independent of each other.
and like
Yeah.
be and parent, right? Like raising a kid is hard work, and we've done it. I mean, she's done it on her own, but he was, when I got off the road was his first birthday. Like literally, like I got home right before his first birthday. So leading up to that, like she was on her own, but he's not like he is now. Like he's running around causing havoc, like chasing dogs, jumping in puddles, ponds, he's a proper kid now. Whereas leading up to one, like you would put him in a little cage with some toys, and you could just leave him there, and then if he cried, you'd go back and like pick him up,
Just put
and
him in a cage,
shake him,
kennel him up.
you just shake him a little bit, and then put him back in there. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm interested to see how we go once my like life picks up again and I start working again. I got a tour planned for the wintertime, and that's going to be a new bridge to cross once it gets here. Like, okay, how do we do this? Do you have to, do I fly you out every 2 weeks? Do I need to start planning tours differently? We'll see how it arises, but
yeah, it seems like you will have adjusted to this lifestyle pretty closely by the time that you're ready to, not ready, but like the time that you start getting back out of it and start moving on to the next thing. And it's gonna, because that was a significant amount of time you just spent, being together and doing this thing and like really figuring out how to do that together. And it took, probably some that much time. And now you guys could do that if that was what life continued to look like, but it won't look that way for you. You're a touring musician, so you're going to get back out on the road, and it's going to have to be like this really interesting adjustment. I mean, I know that you're well equipped and have the wherewithal to do it, but it will still be like an interesting thing to kind of talk about and kind of pick your brain on when you're doing it, especially with Rudy. I think mostly.
Yeah, with Rudy. I mean, that's just life, though, right? That's any aspect of existence is it's ever changing, and the moment you think you arrive, you're the farthest away from actually being there and being centered and being balanced. So it'll change, when Rudy gets older, it'll change at each jump, bump in the road, and my career will change. It's constant change. I think that's the only thing, right? Isn't that the quote? Like the only thing in life that is consistent is change. I've been lucky enough to control like quite a bit of my life, right? Like I set my own hours. I was lucky enough to like decide I wanted to do something for a living and it actually worked out. So many people are like, I want to be a musician or an actor or a producer or director. Like, I want to write screenplays, right? And they try it for 10 years and it doesn't work out. And I was lucky enough to do that. And I've been quite lucky enough to like control my own life. The biggest issue that I come across constantly in my own life that I'm having to get better at is resistance. and like trying to resist things in my life, right? I'm kind of used to being able to control my environment and control the things around me. And so when I get into problems, I'm trying to resist what's happening in my life and trying to resist the world around me and trying to resist, the orbit that I'm on. And I that's probably my New Year's resolution of 2022 is like, just quit resisting stuff, man. Just flow. Be like water, baby. Vapor.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could do the opposite and be a yes man, like good old JP Grimes over here. And, you still got to find the balance in that shit, man.
Yeah, I would disagree that you've definitely been a yes man in your life, but since, over the last like 4 or 5 years, I've noticed you becoming resistant in your own regard as well. I think because you've been taken advantage of so frequently or so many different times that now you're extra guarded in moments where you don't need to be. And I think the same thing happens with me. Like I've had scenarios come up where I wasn't guarded enough, got into a situation with another human being, whether it business, whether it artistic, and that didn't work out the way that I wanted. And the takeaway was I've been hurt. And so then I approach artistic situations and friendships and business opportunities with so much guard that it just is the worst foot to start anything out on. You need like a great balance of sobriety when it comes to just, I think, anything in life. You come in too guarded and you blow it up before it even blossoms, but you come in too loosey-goosey and you can't see like, I think this is a terrible idea, like,
right.
It's weird. It's a delicate balance.
We're just both trying to be as sturdy as good old Stevie Daddy over here, man. Just trying to fucking chip away at the old brisket and hang tough.
Dude,
it's just a Hawaiian shirt.
Stevie baby.
It's just a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should just rock
Hawaiian. You guys
want
baby.
You guys want to wear something cool in the next episode together?
Yeah, let's all wear Hawaiian shirts. I got my Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, Steph just made me a Hawaiian shirt. It says Giuliano on it. It's
nice.
Nice. I know, dude.
I want a Steph original. Cool. I want a grandmother good original Hawaiian.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
I could just send her a couple of mine, right? She can slap some stickers on it.
Hell yeah,
she
dude.
could take them apart and then sew them together, like in two different.
Yeah.
Well, that's what she's doing. She's like making like different. She's like cutting the shirts up and then like putting them together from different shirts and patterns.
Expect a package soon.
They're great. I got one. I look like a Benicio del Toro in mine.
Yikes!
Going to Havana Nights. Yikes! Why yikes, dude? I love that guy. Probably my top 3.
He's the best, bro. But he looks like a raccoon. Like he's not taking care of himself.
Yeah, I guess he's not the most.
Like a fat
90s Benicio or
90s
he looks
Benicio
like he's
nice.
Y2K Benicio.
No, this is like most recent Benicio that I saw in like Escape to Dannemora. I don't know if he like greased it up a little bit, but bro looked like he had gout that whole show. It's like, you remember seeing Dennis Rodman in The Last Dance? Like all the guys, Scottie Pippen looks like he's 25. Totally. Jordan doesn't look as great as he's always looked. But like Kenny Robbins, everybody's looking fit. Dude, they panned Dennis Rodman. He literally looks like he looks like a chalky sock. It was
weathered.
He's so.
Well, he is, man. He did some stuff, man.
The bottom of a sandal after Atari Beach Day.
Right, but when you, it's a perfect example. It's like that part of Steve's heel that like it's not like the bottom of his foot, but it's not the side of his foot. Do you know what I'm saying? It's that like one little angle part.
It's a rock ridge.
The barnacled callus on the side of his chin.
He looks like the Mayflower circa like 1684.
Nah, man, it's grated Parmesan cheese on a Caesar salads.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
no, dude, you just said Scottie Pippen looked good but only because of his fucking dentures, dude, or whatever he was rocking in his mouth. I was like, I looked at all the photos of him or the images of him back in his prime, and then he like sitting on a couch talking, and you're like, God damn, dude, your teeth are whiter than my brother Gabe's, man. My brother Gabe's are like transparent.
Aged upright teeth.
Do you think he?
Have you seen Matthew? What's the hell's his name? Matthew Perry, the guy who played
Not
Chandler
lately.
on Friends.
Yeah,
I just
know he
watched
is.
like the Friends reunion last week that came out.
Did you cry, or was it? Did you care?
No. I
Did you
never
cry or
even
did you
really
care?
watched Friends, but
yeah, same.
his teeth, dude. What are those called? Veneers.
What are they called? Veneers.
Super bright.
Yeah,
oh
like
yeah,
fishing
you can see them when
lights.
You can like put your
sailing
face.
lights.
There's face apps that you can go and like take a smile of your face and then put like, get like celebrity look on it, and it'll like change your teeth, and it's just like, whoa, dude, this is fucking me up, dude. It's very weird. And that's what good old not Denny, Scotty Pips, dude. He had some real nice veneers. They were just big. They're like down to his middle neck. It's like, why are your teeth so big, dude? It's strange. So bizarre.
As somebody who has big teeth, yeah, Scotty Pips is swinging for the fences.
Yeah, so Alan, you only have 7 teeth. They're just every gap between them. I'm supposed to have 16 teeth on every single.
It's like normally like everybody's jaw is like a horseshoe. Mine just is a full circle on the top. Bite my tongue.
I think there's. Do we all have 32 teeth? Is that what we have? 16 on each top and bottom?
Sure.
Because Alan only has 8 on the top and on the bottom, and there's just one's cut out in between each one.
There's 4 on top and the rest are on the bottom.
You can play some nice water games with your teeth.
When I was growing,
chucking corn.
Yeah, for real. When I was growing up, my mom, like, we would go into the dentist's office, and I have a theory as to what happened with my teeth, but essentially, like,
theory. Tell us.
Yeah. So like my brother and sister both had braces, they like did the braces thing, and they had like 3 sets of braces. They would get the braces on, and they would straighten the teeth, and then the doctor would be like, ready to come off, and they'd come off, and then like my sister would like sprout a fang overnight somewhere, and they'd be like, you gotta get them braces back on. They put more braces on. I think by the time I got to the age where you would put braces on, my parents were just so fed up with paying for braces that they were like,
oh yeah,
no big deal.
We talk about a doctor's upsale, by the way.
Yeah.
No shit. For real, yeah. But I mean, they're kind of interesting and nice of my dentist. My dentist was like, we would go in and I'd be like, like, so about these like gaps in my teeth. And he's like, yeah, no, don't even stress it.
You're going to be a model one day.
When you turn like, 16, 17, 18 or so, your wisdom teeth are going to come in. They're going to push all the teeth back, and it's going to be perfect. Perfect smile. It's going to. And then I come in when I'm like, 15, and he's like, got to get your wisdom teeth out. I'm like, bro, my teeth aren't together yet.
That's my backup plan.
I need those. They need to come in. I got space, right? Like,
that's the thing, man. Your teeth.
I got a 4-bedroom apartment. I only got 2 people living in it. I need some more occupants, bro.
Yeah, but your teeth are actually like totally straight, so you would never have needed braces anyways. You obviously have all your teeth, and they're normal and they're straight. They're actually nice. But we fucking got to give you some shit every once in a while, dude. Because you got gap teeth, chintzy Cornwallis, dude.
You never would have made it if you didn't have gap teeth. Let's face it.
Yeah, totally. You use it to your advantage, dude.
That's how I hit my high notes, bro.
Talk about you, they're just like, oh yeah, Alan Stone, like big Coke bottle glasses, long blonde hair, white kid with huge gappers, dude. That's who he is.
Straight gaps.
He sings like Stevie Wonder. Yeah. That's what it is, man. Maybe your teeth help you sing better.
You never know.
Put that in your theory.
I had a few years in my early 20s where I kept getting tonsillitis. And
really?
Yeah, like I would just, and it still kind of happens to me, but I think I'm just a healthier person than I was when I was in my 20s. We would go to an ear, nose, and throat doctor because apparently they're all connected. Like ears, nose, and your throat are all like essentially one big pipeline. And,
that's so funny.
And this is long before I was a singer. Like I was trying to sing. I had written a few songs. I was like playing some gigs, right? Still living like off my parents' doll. And I remember going to ear, nose, and throat, and he's like, "Yeah, you have golf ball sized tonsils. They have it's like it's like your tonsils look like Mars, huge divots in them, and like all the infection would just live inside these divots." He's like, "You need to get your tonsils out." And I remember at the time, like literally sitting my parents down and being like, "Hey, I don't think I'm gonna get this surgery because it might change the way that I sound."
Oh, nice. I can't let that happen.
I can
I
only
think I remember
imagine
you
what my
doing that.
parents must have said to each other while they were laying in bed at night. I always feel like,
Why, God? Why?
Why, God?
I must, like when Taz and I lay in bed at night and we kind of like talk about the day, it's always about how he's like, well, the thing that Rudy said, or like, and I know that there's gonna be like when Rudy drops his first F-bomb, and both of us are gonna be like, we can't laugh, like don't gonna laugh,
Right.
We'll talk about it at night in bed. And I can only imagine the things that my parents would have like laughed about. That being one of them.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, you're gonna
for sure,
change the
man.
way you sound? What are you talking about?
What? Our son is an
You
idiot.
play once a year at a burrito shop, kid. Hang it up.
Hang it up already. What is it? It's foot, nose, and throat.
Ear,
Foot,
nose, and
nose, and
throat.
ears.
No,
Foot,
feet.
nose, and
throat.
Your foot's not
throat.
connected to your ears, dude.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like it's just like as ambiguous as like the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. It seems like it's just like what? Why are these things all connected to each other? Who the
Because
fuck
that's just a
cares?
good time.
Yeah, it's just like cool, man. Like those things just don't seem to like match up. It's just
What
like
are you talking
cool, man.
about?
Like
Those
a
are at
cigarette and a
every.
Yeah, you
gun.
got a party
Those are at.
Cigarette.
Those are at every high school party I ever went to.
Cigarettes and guns and feet and noses. They're just like don't kind of connect for me, man. I can't connect the dots. It just sounds weird. Maybe that's just me, man.
Ear,
Maybe I'm
nose,
just an
and
idiot.
throat.
Ear,
Your
nose,
nose
and
and
throat.
throat.
Wow. Well, you got a lot of problems there, Alan. You've had a lot of broken bones. I've had a lot of Bell's palsy, and Steve has been just dandy over there in his striking
No way,
suit,
dude.
striking business suit. You getting
Just
some
doing
business
high
done
kicks.
today, dude?
I'm 50.
We got some errands done today. It was good.
Selling
Nice
some
to get back to the
kilos later
dogs.
on?
What's up?
Selling some kilos later?
I'm gonna get some Peloton on later.
Ooh, nice, dude.
You still on that
How-
Peloton
you
game,
still-
baby?
you s-
Yeah, I took a couple of days break just because I just felt it, and it was like don't lift that extra weight or something. You know what I mean? I just
Right.
felt it in my body and my back. But I've
Are
been
you
back on
picking
it
up weights,
since.
or are you picking up weights, or are you just doing the bike? I guess they do both, right? They do like
the bike. I do arms in weird ways. Like if I go to the grocery store when I'm carrying the groceries, I just lift them up the whole time.
yeah.
Like I'll lift up the big water jugs every once in a while. Like I kind of just get that in without sitting down and doing it concentrated.
Right.
Or if I'm like carrying something, I'll carry it higher so I get the burn. It's just kind of a weird thing that like I learned in high school, as far as like keeping your shoulders strong and
You feeling a difference?
strong. I mean, I've always done that. My upper body I feel is pretty strong, but I just need to work on my cardio.
Yeah. What are you
to
feeling
get
a difference from like just the time that you've spent doing this?
Uh,
It's been a couple weeks, right? So
I do in my calves. My calves
Nice.
are fucking jacked right now.
Yikes, dude. Sweet.
Trunks, dude.
Yeah.
But now I'm feeling it. I think I just need a little bit more. But once I get more of a routine and a time and start getting more than start getting up past 5 miles or something on the bike, I'll probably start feeling much better.
Awesome, dude.
Good
Good job, dude. Keep it up.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
Well, Alan's seat's so nice. I'm definitely buying one of those for the house.
Yeah. And then when Alan gets back into town and I come back into town, we'll have some tennis matches and we'll all be ready to rock.
Perfect.
Real nice.
There's a sick racket
ready.
club up above my
Yeah,
house
right above
too,
you,
like
man.
walking distance from my house with like 5 indoor beautiful racket courts. You play year round, dude. Get them
Let's
sprints
go.
on.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we can do it.
It's also one of those things like there's tennis once you it's kind of like age old thing, you like buy a car and then you start seeing that car everywhere. Like now that I've started playing tennis, I'm like, dude, there's tennis courts everywhere. There's more tennis courts across the globe than there are basketball courts. There's no basketball courts in Australia, bro. Like they don't play basketball over here. It's like the one
No?
basketball player they had in Australia, they shipped over to Philadelphia. There was like, we can't. What are we going to do with him? Because
Send them to the States.
I got some basketball hoops out here, but this is Brooklyn, baby. Everybody's playing basketball out here.
Yeah,
There's,
but they
there's
have just as
volleyball courts
many,
out here.
like beach volleyball.
Both, but like out in the park behind my house, there's like they have basketball and volleyball, and maybe tennis too. I think it's just basketball and volleyball. But the volleyball out here is it's just concrete, but it's like it like fosters like the Mexican community, and they're all just out there in like their jean shorts, and they're like doing divers, dude. They're like going so hard, and
Really?
I stop because it's like on the way to my gym, and also I'll like walk through the park every time I go out there. And I'll stop, and it's like 95 degrees out here right now, man. And these guys are rocking like long sleeve shirts and like jeans at Doc Martens, and they're like playing really hard, and it's amazing, and they're really good. Like they're like very, very competitive, and there's just a ton of people watching all the time.
Wow.
It's great, man.
That's
It's
awesome.
super fun to just like kind of stand by and be like, wow, man, you guys, like, they're not just playing around. It's like a thing. They're like
You ever dip your
very
head in
competitive, and
you ever dip your head
Nice.
in and see what's going on? Is it like a league or a
all the
club
time.
or?
Yeah. It must be a league or some kind, because there's a bunch of people just standing around and watching. People are like having picnics around it and stuff, like around the courts. Is that what they're even called? Courts? Volleyball courts?
Sure.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool to see like just all these communities like align into one like little park. There's like all these different worlds just coming to this place, man, out here in Bushwick. It's wild, man. It's so diverse and so fun to kind of just walk through and see and be like, oh my God, I live in New York, man. This is amazing, dude. Everybody's out here. It's great.
Have you guys ever seen this Brazilian style volleyball that you play with your feet?
No.
It's the wildest thing. I don't know the name of it. No. It's a volleyball court,
Football?
but you don't use your hands. So it's like beach volleyball.
Huh.
I think the net's a little
You
bit
just
shorter.
like kick it over the net.
You kick it over, but these
Dude.
guys it's like bicycle kicking, like bump set spike, but instead of spiking, you like bicycle kick. It's the wildest thing.
Wow,
I wish I knew the name of it.
That sounds hard.
It looks
dude. But
incredibly hard.
speaking of beach volleyball, my friend, I was at this park the following day. It's called Domino Park. It's out in Williamsburg, out here in Brooklyn, and there's a really nice park called Domino Park out there, and they have beach volleyball courts. And a guy was going to make a diver, and it's right on the water, like right there on the East River. And a guy was going to go like try to save a ball going up over into the water, and he like dove to get it and like came up and over the ledge into the water and died. Like right, my friend was at the park like hanging out when the whole thing happened, and it was just like this huge thing that was just like, oh my God, man, imagine you're just like out, COVID's over, you're hanging out with your friends, you're just having a blast. It's like going out to play some beach volleyball and just you're dead.
Oh, God.
So
Hold on.
Back up. So the beach volleyball court like backs up to the like boardwalk edge.
Yeah. So like there is like a sidewalk on the side, like aligned with the beach volleyball court, and there's obviously a railing that goes over into the water, but it's like this park, Domino Park, is right on the water, as close as you can get. So there's probably
he fell into the water.
4 foot. Yeah, so he jumped up and over like the railing. And my friend was watching this, telling me like the following day, because we went back, and he was just like, bro, I gotta tell you about this. Like this crazy thing happened yesterday. This guy died. And he was like, I was like, did you see the whole thing happen? He was like, I tried not to, but like, medics and everybody came. How far of a drop is it? It's not the drop. Apparently there's like nothing to grab onto, and the current's really strong. So he was just getting like pushed up against like the wall.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And he might have like hit something on impact, because who knows how deep it is or how many rocks are down there. It's probably like a 10-foot drop, but like, it doesn't seem, when you look over, it doesn't seem like anything that drastic.
Water is so strong though, man. Water is a force.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. So somebody say something positive now, because I don't want to leave us off that awful. I feel bad for his family, and it's just awful, man. I felt super bad.
How does Rudy pronounce elephant, Allen?
Empy.
I'm happy.
Same.
I told you guys
my mood up right away.
I told you guys we went to the zoo like a couple weeks back. Was that on the last time we hung out? God, that's cool.
47 minutes on orangutans.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They're incredible animals.
Hey there, monkeys.
Yeah, he can't pronounce elephant, so Empy.
Dude, Empy is great.
I want to go to the zoo sometimes. It's too hot to go outside. But the zoo sounds nice. Yeah, I might go to the zoo pretty soon.
How many zoos are in New
Brooklyn
York?
Zoo?
It's like Brooklyn Zoo, Central Park Zoo.
I don't think there's a Brooklyn Zoo. There's a Central Park Zoo. There's a Bronx Zoo.
Bronx Zoo.
There's a.
Isn't that just Yankee Stadium?
Yeah, that's where Derek Jeter plays. Still,
it's murky waters, bro. Don't keep going.
I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying right now, so it's all ignorance, dude. It's murky waters, bro. I don't know. I love Derek Jeter. I think he's good, right? Isn't that the thing?
Biracial angel.
Yeah, he's a biracial angel.
Remember that in the other guys? You shot Derek Jeter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a biracial angel. No, there's a handful of zoos out here, and I got to go check them out, dude. I got to take a friend. You guys want to come visit me?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I love the zoo.
Come out for not music, Alan. You seem to like this place when you're not here for music.
Dude, I love New York. Yeah, I love New York. New York's an incredible city.
Until you're here for music, and then you're just like, fuck,
it's a lot.
It's too crazy.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just super difficult to do anything efficiently in New York. You can do literally every dream that you've ever dreamed of can come true in New York. And a city like New York, LA, these cities that foster incredible art and like the most incredible thing. But it is so difficult to be efficient in that city. It's like, okay, I got this, especially when you're there for music. You're like, Steve, you could attest to this. Like playing a gig in the city is the most annoying thing. Like I loathe when we're on a tour. God bless anybody who's listening to this podcast who's from New York City and has come to one of my shows. That's my least favorite stop on the tour. Like the shows are great.
Well,
once we're
it's
there,
not because of the people that are there.
Right? No.
The people that come on the guest list, and then the things you have to deal with, and all that.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that.
Traffic.
Bro. It's not that. It's like New York City. You can't get your touring vehicle to the venue. Like only in like a few specific venues can you actually drive your gear to the venue. Most of the time you have to like rent a U-Haul truck, offload. Now, I'm speaking out of turn because I don't do this job. It's Steve and the crew.
Yeah.
But I still feel the stress
Go
of
on.
it. I still feel the stress of it because it's you feel it on your squad's shoulders. Your squad, you show up, your squad's exhausted. They're all cranky because they didn't sleep. You know, New York is
that. You just got to go to Julian's bar and get fucking 9 Bluto drinks and crush Terminal 5 the next day.
Yeah, I mean, you do it in that regard, but those cities, that's why whenever I come to New York on work, I'm just like, dude, look at this city. Because it's just you got an interview, you're going to go down to like West 42nd, you're going to go under the ground. You're going to jump in the manhole. We got a 5-camera shoot set up in the pit of despair down there by the subway. Don't wear any clothes when you're getting down the manhole, and then we're going to redress you inside the manhole. And then after that, you're going to pick up, you got a radio station up in Schenectady, and it's a big needle mover, bro. You got to get there fast. They're going to, all your dreams are going to come true. And then after that, you're going to go back to the venue and you're going to eat an entire plate of tortillas, only tortillas, but it's going to be on film. And you might get a chance to be on VH1 if you eat them in time.
This is all true stories, by the way,
It's
everyone.
straight up. And then you're like, when do I do the thing that I actually like meant to do, like came here to do, which is like stand in front of the people who paid for me to be here and sing my songs? Mm-hmm. Oh, what's that on? Who the fuck cares about that?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Right.
Like, bro, I'm exhausted by the time.
40.
I'm exhausted by the time I get on stage in front of that microphone and start singing. I mean, I'm obviously hamming it up, like all those cogs in the wheel work together. But whenever you're in big cities like that and there's a lot of press and there's a lot of industry there, by the time you get off the stage at the end of the night, you're so wiped. It's so, and then the next morning you got to be up at 6 to offload, get on a subway.
That's why it's nice. That's why it's nice when you just come out and you have one show and then you're here for the week and then you just come and crash up on my bunk bed, dude, and we just get to tickle each other's toes and play crosswalk board games. That's my favorite time, dude.
Yeah,
hot cross buns.
That's always nice. I mean, I love New York in that regard. New York's an incredible city. Food, culture, the people, everything's amazing unless you're trying to work. Unless you're, can you imagine trying to shoot a film? Can you imagine trying to shoot a film in New York City? Like shoot a film like
Julian's imagined that many times.
I imagine it.
No, but of course you've been there, but you've absolutely never produced a movie out there. Like you, you have a call. Oh my God, it'd be the worst. It'd be like, I don't understand how.
Permits alone, I'm sure, is just a nightmare,
bro. It's like, oh no, sorry, you can't drive that truck down this street because we have this one bridge that was built in 1920, but this other bridge on top of that bridge that was built. Like, be wild,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you guys to come out to my new neighborhood and eat some of the treats that are out here, man, because there's so much good stuff. Anything you want. My dad was just here, and he was just. I was like, "Well, Dad, what do you want for like breakfast?" He was like, Caribbean food, muchacho," and I was just like, "Okay." And I like yelped it. It was like 0.017 miles away is three Caribbean places. I was like, sweet. This is awesome. It's great, man. There's so much good stuff out here.
Yeah, it's a good city.
We'll have to get out there.
Shout out to New York.
Shout out to New York.
And Liberty Lake.
Shout out to New York.
Well, I love you boys. Lake, dude. It's been a good time. Episode 49.
What are you guys going to go do?
I think I'm gonna make some music.
Wow.
Cook some eggs and then
nice,
make some music.
Nice.
If you get anything done, send it on over.
Cha boy. I got some good stuff brewing.
Cha boy. Sweet. I love you guys too.
Love you guys.
I like this now. I like being current with you guys.
Yeah, me
We're all
too.
hip.
It's much better.
I'll bring the thunder next week too, Jules. Don't you worry.
Dude, I'm gonna wear my Benicio shirt, so you better watch out, dude. Del Toro, dude. Alan, you got to be wearing one too. Don't even talk about it anymore. Let's just show up in our jerseys.
Just remind me. I'll make sure to wear it. I got it in the closet.
No, dude. This is the reminder.
I don't remember that.
Look fresh. I can't remember that. All right. Love you guys.
Love you too. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, boo-boo, did you just make it to the end of the video? Yes, you did. Do you want to see more videos just like this one? Do you?
Well, then head over to patreon.com/Live at the Lodge, where you can support the How Good's This podcast, as well as the entire Live at the Lodge family.
Yep, you're going to get exclusive merch, personalized shout-out videos. Me and Jules, we're going to show up at your house and baptize your nephew, huh? Check it out, patreon.com/Live at the Lodge.